Hey, podcaster. Well, if you love skateboarding, you love burst nuts, and you love dead people in ashes, this is the podcast for you. What a wild show it was. Enjoy.
Live across Australia. This is Ben, Liam and Belle's
Late Drive on Nova.
Give us a buzz. Our number's 13 24 10. What did you do with the ashes? How's this, right? So you've just lost a loved one, whether it be a person or a pet. There is a brand new trend taking off where people are getting ashes put into jewellery, especially rings. So you get the ashes made into like a nice diamond and then you can wear them. How beautiful is that?
So you've just got Nana around your neck.
Yes, or your dog.
I guess that in a weird way kind of almost makes more sense than spreading them out. You know what I mean? Like you're keeping a piece of them.
You.
I think, I agree. I think it's absolutely beautiful. If my cats were to die, I'd probably get them put into like an earring each.
That's weird.
That is weird.
What?
Yeah, no, I get it if it's your mum or something like that. But if it's
No,
your
I could have
cats,
Gary and Jeff both on my ears.
I don't know about that.
13, 24, 10. What did you do with the ashes? Katie in Sydney.
Hello. So it's my lovely grandpa that suddenly passed. He was the most patriotic person you could ever know. And we live in Sydney, and he just loves the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So we are currently in the process of getting his ashes put into fireworks, and then we're going to let them off over the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Yeah, right.
I feel like you'd have to get special permission, and even then, I don't think they would grant that, surely.
Well, we're probably not going to do it right off of the bridge, but I think that we're speaking with the local council and there's a little spot nearby and we should be able to do it. Yeah.
That's not, because that would be really nice if like Grandpa could go up in New Year's and it's a celebration of life. But if you just had him in like a sparkler bomb on that bit like underneath the bridge, you can
Luna
walk
Park.
under, it wouldn't be as good. Yeah.
Katie, for getting involved, first caller on the show tonight, we're going to give you a $100 Soul Origin voucher.
Oh, how awesome. Thanks, guys.
No worries at all. You have a great night.
Thanks, you too.
Louise in Melbourne, what did you do with the ashes?
So I had rabbits, and my 9-year-old was like my fur baby. When she passed away, I had her ashes put into a nice little love heart pendant, and I wear it around my neck every day.
So you've got a rabbit around your neck.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, well, I mean, you obviously sound like a nice person. You know what I mean? You really love that rabbit.
I've never had to cremate something before, but I imagine there'd be a decent amount of ashes, Louise. So what do you do with the leftover ashes?
Well, I had the leftovers put into an urn that's actually shaped like a rabbit, but I also had a dog pass away, and I had her cremated, and I expected a lot more ashes, and there's actually not a lot left of them.
Right.
Do you think they give you
dog's
the
in an
whole?
urn.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I wonder. Do you know what I mean? Like if if it's like a grandparent,
They spilt some.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how it works, but I would assume they'd put enough into the basket and they'd go, "That's enough," and we just sweep the rest out.
Well, that's the thing.
No,
And,
I'm sorry. It's going to happen to all of us, but I
Liam-
think that's what's going. They're not going to give you every single. I mean, that would be too much. It'd be too much ash.
Totally. I agree. And like mad respect for people that do it as a job. But in my head, everyone's pets are getting put into one big thing and then you get a scoop back.
Do you think that's what they're doing?
I'm a little bit sus.
What about
I want to be there. I want to
okay.
watch it.
What
Oh, no, I don't.
That's with pets. What about the people?
I don't know. What
Same
goes
thing.
on behind closed doors?
Wow. Mike in Sydney, what did you do with the ashes?
Yeah, we put her into some little hourglasses for board games.
Right. And who is her?
And so my mum, our
Your
mum.
mum. Your
So
mum.
again, I'm not sure that it's all of her. I know that it's not all of her. We had leftover that we dispersed at her favourite places. But certainly between the siblings and grandkids, we got about, I think it was 5 or 6 of these little hourglasses because she used to love board games and jigsaw puzzles.
Right.
And do you use them?
Well, obviously not as much as we used to get kids to play board games instead of be on the internet, but she still comes out of the cupboard or the drawer every now and then.
Yeah, for sure. I'd be pretty scared to do Pictionary at your house, I reckon. Just knowing that mum's in the hourglass.
Go on, mate. Flip, Nana.
Go on. Flip it over. Shaz in Brizzy, what did you do with the ashes?
I actually got it turned into some tattoo ink and had them tattooed on me.
You can do that?
You can.
Whoa.
That's
so
cool.
is the tattoo like the person's name who passed away?
Okay, don't judge me, but it was actually my dog, and I got a picture of him on me because he was my little saviour.
Yeah.
using your dog ink? Like it was like ash mixed in with ink, and then you got that tattooed.
Yep, you can go through this process where it makes it all like safe.
Yeah, I was going
And
to
then
say.
they use that ink to put it on you.
Yeah.
Once again, I mean, I thought the rabbit lady was like a really loving pet owner, but I mean, you've literally got your dog tattooed into you.
I love that, Sharon. That's a great idea. I would do that.
I didn't realise there was so many things you could do with ashes.
I just thought these calls would be like, yeah, like we scattered them here, we scattered them there, but this is wild.
Scott in Melbourne, what did you do with the ashes?
Well, me and a mate, my mate was going through his pop shed and he found this box and had this powdery stuff in it and he thought it was cocaine. And he actually had a line of it.
Oh, no.
I mean, not to go into too much detail, but aren't ashes not the same looking?
It was only young. We was hoping it was.
Yeah, right. Just a big old line of Grandpa.
Who was it, Grandpa?
No, it was a pet dog.
Oh! I don't know. It feels worse. I don't know what I'd rather snort, a dog or a granddad. Do you know what I mean? What would you rather have? Oh, Lordy.
Wow.
Lordy.
Scott, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, that's a humdinger of what that is.
Thanks, Scott. Cheyenne, what did you do with the ashes?
It actually wasn't me. It was a friend, I swear. But her partner's nana passed away, and they actually got the ashes put into a tablet, and they all ate it, including her.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Into, like, tablets, and then they ate her ashes. Yeah, so then they would always have a part of her with them.
Well, you wouldn't, though. You just poop it out. You'd be pooping Nana out.
Oh, my God. Well, Cheyenne, thank you so much. Moving over to Tony in Adelaide. Tony, what did you do with the ashes?
It was actually a friend of mine. His dad just recently passed away and he got cremated. And he used to like to play pokies a lot. So my mate went to the pub and was sprinkling the ashes in the coin slot machine while he was putting coins in.
Oh, my God. All of them, like slowly, or just like a little bit for a joke?
Oh, just like a handful of it. He just put it in different machines.
One more slap with Dad.
Come on, Dad.
Come on, we're going in the show again, Dad.
After 5 long years, North Korea is opening again for tourism. Yep. So great news for anyone planning on going. And also really good timing to announce Nova's latest promotion.
And I can put you in. You've heard of First Class and 50K? Well, get ready for First Class to NK. That's right, fly First Class to Pyongyang to visit all the sites behind a highly repressive regime. And I can put you in. Get one of the 5 state-approved haircuts and visit the demilitarized zone, the big statue of Kim Jong-un, the hangar full of nuclear warheads, the big portrait of Kim Jong-un, one of the many arduous labor camps, the slightly smaller statue of Kim Jong-un, the bomb shelters, the site where Supreme Leader's uncle, Jang Song-thik, was executed by a pack of ravenous war dogs, or the hotel where Dennis Rodman stays when he comes over. After a long day of sightseeing, unwind by watching one of the 2 state-owned television channels or surfing the web on one of the 4 available websites. And round out your trip by throwing a balloon of garbage and human excrement over to South Korea. It's radio's biggest prize, First Class to NK. Oh, no way, thanks, Nova. Only on Nova.
Ben, Liam and Belle on Nova.
Last night we were doing Story Behind the Scar. We had some wild calls and one more has trickled through and our producers have said that we have to take it. Corey in Melbourne, what happened, mate?
When I was 7 years old, I was playing ball with my brother, went up on the roof, jumped up the roof, it was raining, threw the ball back down to my brother, and then as I actually went to get down, I slipped into the neighbour's yard, and there was a garden stake, one of those like little tree. As I landed on that, it actually went bang, split straight between my two testicles.
Whoa, that took a turn.
That made Harry Potter's scar look like a grave.
I thought you were going to say like through my thigh or through my arm and then not through the balls.
Dude, you could have died.
like
Firstly, you could have
bullseye.
died. If it went through your head, you would have died. Secondly, it went through your nutsack. That's hardcore. Did it damage your testicles?
No, luckily it just split straight through the skin. I'm like, sweet.
Steak to the nuts. Oh, Lord.
Meat, 2 veg, and a steak.
Am I the only one thinking this? 13, 24, 10. What happened to your Jatz Crackers?
Yeah. If there's an injury to the Jatz Crackers, I'd like to hear about it. It's going to make us squirm. Or if you've witnessed one.
Mm-hmm.
13, 24, 10 is the number.
We can all share in your pain together.
I had an operation on mine, Ben and Belle. I got torsion of the Jatz Crackers. That's not the medical term, but it's when the cord twists. And if you don't untwist it within half an hour, you lose them.
Within half an hour?
Half an hour and they die off. They shrivel up and die.
So what were you doing? Just sitting there and suddenly it was like, huh?
Yeah, they just went.
Oh.
Just tangled up.
Mm.
And then, got buzzer beater though. Still around. So we got there in time. But yeah, no, it's not good. And then they have to sew them.
Yep.
Wow.
13, 24, 10. What happened to your Jatz Crackers, Steve and Brizzy?
How are you, fellas?
And Belle.
Pretty good, Steve.
Yeah, good, mate. I was sent to the shop to get milk, bread, hot chips, all the stuff that the parents didn't want to go. And it was a wet day. I'm riding my bike, and I had an old bike, and it didn't have the handle grips on it. It was just the straight steel. So I've hit the curb. The handlebars are spun back around, got me in the left nut, and I got 2 stitches with no anaesthetic.
With no anaesthetic.
Oh, you just raw dogged it. Oh, Danielle, this was your dad. What happened to his Jatz Crackers?
Yeah, so my dad was a drummer in a blues band, and he was unpacking all of his stuff, and you imagine those little seats, the little stools they sit on.
Yeah.
Well, he's taken the top off it, and then someone come up and started talking to him, and he got distracted. At the end of the conversation, went to sit down, forgot that the top was not on the seat, and it went between his hoo-has and his butthole. So, yeah.
It's like a Russell Coit sketch when he sets his bush seat up and then knocks it off. Oh, right in no man's land there.
Oh, wow. I mean, yeah, there's so many other spots I could have hit that could have been even worse. And from Danielle to Daniel in Brizzy, what happened to your Jatz Crackers?
Yeah, when I was a little fella, about 3 or 4, I was in the bath while my younger brother was in one of those cots that sort of goes up, like they pull up the side of the cot.
Yep.
And got out of the bath to go and play with him because I think he was having a bit of a cry, and tried to slide the bit up the top. And as I tried to slide the side up to crawl into him, it slipped and dropped and basically guillotined myself.
So, Daniel, what was the damage?
So I was rushed to hospital. Basically, it sliced through pretty much the sack, and then had to get it all stitched back together. All the plumbing works now, so it's all good. But it was one of those scenarios where I was in the bath because I had to have a bath before I went to the hospital to get the stitches out of my eyes because I'd been hit in the head with a tennis racket.
Oh, come on. You can't catch a break.
Kids.
Yeah.
Your parents. Oh,
I know, and it's like a parent, they go out of the room for 1 second, they come back. Your nuts are in the cot with your brother and you're still standing in the bath.
Wow, Daniel, thank you very much. 13, 24, 10. What happened to your Jatz Crackers?
Yeah. Sandra in Melbourne, this was your brother. What happened?
Yeah, hi. Look, I was very young. I must have been about 6, and I was walking down our hallway, and I heard this god-awful cry coming from the bedroom. So I rushed in, and he said, "Get out!" I don't know how he spoke amongst all the horror that was happening.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what was happening at the time, but anyway, I had to go get Mum. And so I did, and then Mum, we were all very young, Mum had to go next door and get a neighbour to look after us. But it turned out that, yes, he got his willy caught in his zip. which was just awful. So every time I watch there's something about Mary these days, I just squirm.
Just getting it caught in. I don't. Yeah, it's not meant to. Sometimes like your jacket even gets a bit caught in it, and then you really got to start yanking it. You just wouldn't want it in there. No.
Sandra, thank you for sharing. We have got so many calls coming through for what happened to your Jatz Crackers, and can we say we appreciate all the men sticking around because Liam and I here, we're hearing these stories, and you can't help but wince when you hear them.
Yeah, it's brutal. Daniel in Melbourne, what happened to you?
Yeah, hey guys, how you going?
Good.
Yeah, you must be better than I was that day. My Jatz Crackers seen a better time. I used to do cabinetry for a living, and I was knocking up a unit, just standard, using the nail gun. And then I went to put it away. I just chucked it down on the bench, probably not good placement where I had it. And it actually went off. So the nail gun shot. Hit me straight between the legs, straight in the old knacker bag. Luckily, I had some pretty hardy workwear on, so it went straight through the work pants, through me boxers, and through the skin of me knackers. So by the time I checked it out, I had an additional hole there ready for me.
Okay, right.
Like, what's the odds of the nail gun going off
Just a rogue shot popping off through the old knacker bag.
I like that term.
Yeah. James in Sydney, this was your mate. Was it as brutal as Daniel's?
Oh, yeah. We were playing rugby at school against they were notoriously rough team, and my mate found himself on the wrong side of the ruck, and this team just went to town on him, and they tore open his scrotum with their footy boots.
Ew. James, I watch the footy a lot, most weekends, and it has crossed my mind how the spikes on the bottom of footy boots don't do that more often.
Yeah, well, it's not legal these days, but after the game, we were in the change room and we saw inside him. It was disgusting.
Oh, man. Okay. And also, James, I know footy was rough back in the 80s, but I don't think it was ever legal to stud someone's knacker bag open.
Thank you for sharing, James. Benny in Brisbane, please tell us what happened to your Jatz Crackers.
It wasn't so much my Jatz Crackers. It was a mate of mine from school. I think he got a bit too close to his neighbour's fence, and the dog's taken one for it, so he's had a little bit of a treat.
Wait, the dog, what, jumped up on the fence and bit into
No,
his...
he I reckon he's come through the fence, like wire fence.
Yeah.
And taken one big bite.
And caught him on the...
Yeah, right on the testicles. We actually used to call him Powerball. One ball can change it all.
So he lost the whole ball went to the dog. Wow.
Oh, man, just a little schmacko treat for the dog there.
The Olympics have wrapped up, and one of the most exciting moments was our skateboarding Superman tearing it up in Paris and going back to back.
This is the Olympics, this is skateboarding, and this is another gold medal for Keegan Palmer and Australia.
From Gold Coast to the gold medals to your radio, please welcome Keegan Palmer.
Keegan Palmer, how good he's in with his gold medal. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, what a wild couple of weeks you've had. What have you been up to?
Oh, mate, I've had an absolute eventful few weeks. What I've been saying to everyone is it feels like I've been on a movie set for the last week and a half. It's been crazy.
So you win gold. You spend some time with the family. What happens after Paris?
Went to Ibiza for a few days with a few friends of mine, and yeah, that was like a movie set. It was just I was meeting famous actors. Oh, it was just an eventful week.
What actors did you meet?
I met Jason Statham,
Jason Statham?
Yeah, Jason Statham.
Oh, dude, I love Jason Statham.
Which is the craziest thing because I love all of his movies.
Yeah.
So that was insane. And then we got to meet Swedish House Mafia and go on stage with them and do stuff like that. And it was crazy.
We also saw that Arissa True, another Australian, won gold in skateboarding, Keegan. Her coach, just before she won, said, "Skibbity toilet." Has your coach ever said something like that to you?
I mean, I'd probably start laughing if he said that. But, no, if we're getting serious, he just would tell me to just knuckle down, put my head in, just about stuff like that, probably.
The main takeaway, what everyone's talking about now, the Olympics has finished. Ray Gun, of course, the breakdancer. Did you get a Ray Gun sighting
No,
no.
I was already left the village
Oh,
the time that a bunch of people were like the whole breakdancing thing was going on.
Yeah.
The one of the clip that I've seen was someone asked me on a TV show the other day, and then I also saw on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh no.
No, they did it dirty on Fallon. Now, Keegan, I know you had a deal with your dad that if you went back-to-back Olympic gold medals in the skating, that you'd be able to buy yourself a Porsche. Have you got one yet?
No, we've definitely, we're in the works of finding a few things. I mean, it's like a $400,000 car, so when I said that, it was kind of a joke back then. But, and then I said it in an interview, and it blew up, and I was like, oh shit, now I got to do it. great excuse to have, you know?
Yeah, well, true. And the fact that it blew up, I mean, I think Porsche should be looking after you.
That's what I'm
bit of a
hoping.
deal.
We have a few things in the works that hopefully, fingers crossed, that it will help. And if anyone's listening, I need help. So
yeah. Well, Keegan, mate, we're so proud of you. Thank you for getting another gold for Australia, and all the best for the next Olympics, huh?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.